Hello, first graders. Let's jump right into April number corner. All right, and we always start with our calendar. Today it is April 21st, 2020. And when I turn over today's marker, I see a shape that looks like this. This shape doesn't look quite familiar for me, so I'm going to need to count up the number of sides to get a better idea of what type of shape this is. Right now, we're going to go back to our slides and take a closer look to help us zoom in and count those sides together. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The shape has 5 sides. Do you know another name of a shape that has 5 sides? A pentagon, yes. This doesn't look like the traditional pentagons we're used to seeing because not all the sides are the same length. But we're going to be calling it a pentagon because it does have those 5 sides and 5 vertices. So we're over here to our big important question, is this shape symmetrical? What are you guys thinking just by looking at it? I'm hearing a lot of you predicting, no, this isn't. You're being very observant. Some of you are noticing, well, these sides look shorter than these sides. So if we were to fold it in half, we're kind of thinking it's not going to line up, but let's check. I'm going to get our line, and we're going to start by dividing it down the middle. Does this side look the same? You're right, it doesn't. Again, we noticed before, this top line or side is a lot shorter than this one. So when we were to fold it, they wouldn't line up. Let's try dividing it in half horizontally and see if it would line up then. Does this side look the same? You're right, it doesn't. Those two sides aren't lining up. They're not matching. So this shape does not have symmetry. Let's head into our calendar observations and write down what we're noticing. So we know it is a pentagon. It did not have it or could not be broken up into equal parts. So no, it does not have symmetry. Right now, can we use this to make a prediction for what you think you might see tomorrow? Again, we just saw a shape with no symmetry and could not be split into equal parts. Let's check back tomorrow to see if your prediction comes true. Alrighty, first graders, we're on to days of school. Today is the 135th day of school. And lots of you, I'm so glad to hear, are noticing. We don't need to count up those 5 individually. We can connect them as a group. When we see that big group of 5, we know that we can count it right away as a group of 5. So I have my line there to help us count it more quickly. All right, first graders, count it up with me. 100, 110, 120, 130, 135. If we were going to flash that, I might slap on that 100. I might go 100, 110, 120, 130, 135. I can do that big flash right away. All right, first graders, when I think of the number 135, I know that I have one group of 100. I know I have 3 groups of 10 or 30, and I have 5 extra, 5 ones. My equation might say 100 plus 30 plus 5. Now I have a job for you today. I'd like to see what other equations can you think of that would equal 135. If you're stuck, I have some equation starters that you can use. This is going to be an optional job today, so you don't have to post back, but I would encourage you to go ahead and do that so we can add it to our number quarter slide tomorrow and I can see some of your great ideas. You'll find this as an activity in Seesaw. It's going to be called 135 Equations. When you go in there, there's going to be two slides. There's going to be a blank slide where you could just write your own equations. And then there's going to be a second slide where I'm going to put these equation starters again, and you could use those to fill in. Either way would be great. And remember, it is optional today. It's that little extra something to keep you practicing. All right, friends, we are ready for our calendar collector. Now remember, with how our weeks are falling in April, we're going to have an extra long week 3. So when we left off in week 3, we had already collected 13 popsicle sticks, and we are going to spin again to keep adding on to that. Oh, I got a line. I'm going to add 3 more popsicle sticks. Can you count on with me from 13? So we had 13, 14, 15, 16. We're at 16 popsicle sticks so far, first graders. How many more would we need to be able to make a new bundle of 10? You're right, we need 4 more. We know 6 plus 4 make a group of 10. If we got 4 more popsicle sticks, how many sticks would we have altogether? You're right, 20. A group of 10 plus another group of 10 is 20. We'll have to see if we can get to 20 by the end of this week. All right, we have one more job right now, first graders. Ooh. There we go. We have some number line work that we're going to be doing together. Now, to get warmed up, we're going to count forward and back by our groups of 10. Are you ready to do it with me? 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Count back. 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Very nice. But today, we're not playing a guessing game. I need your help finishing these equations. We are going to be adding groups of 10, and we're going to use our number line to help us out. When I'm looking at an equation that is adding groups of 10, I'm going to start by putting my pen on that starting number. So for my first equation, 30 plus 20, I know I'm going to start at 30. Now, when I'm looking at this number line, I don't see 20 more spots, so I can't take 20 little jumps. I need to remember, each jump on my number line is a group of 10. So when I look at this number 20, the digit in the 10 spot lets me know how many jumps I'm going to take. I'm going to take 2 jumps. Count by tens with me as I do it. So I go 10, 20. 30 plus 20 equaled 50. You are right. First graders, did you notice that number in the 10 spot matched up with how many jumps I was going to take? This is telling me I have 2 groups of 10, which is the same as 20. So when I take 2 jumps of 10, it was the same as adding 20. All right, first graders, let's solve our next one. It says 40 plus 40. Where am I going to start? You're right, I'm going to start on the 40 because it's my first number in my equation. If I have to add 40 more, how many more hops is that going to be? Remember, look to that digit in the tens place. Right, it's going to be 4 more hops. Count by tens with me as I take those 4 more hops. 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 plus 40 equals 80. Ooh, not 88, just 80. Let me fix that. Good thing for erasers. All right, first grade friends, we have one more to solve together. Taking a look at this, we have 30 plus 60. Where am I going to start? You're right, I'm going to start at 30. How many hops do I need to take if I'm adding 60 more? 6, you're right. Count by tens with me as I take those 6 more jumps. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 30 plus 60 equaled 90. First graders, are you noticing anything? Think about how is adding groups of 10 similar to adding ones? Some of you are noticing it's just like adding ones because we're just having to pay attention to those numbers in the front. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and 4 plus 4 equals 8, and 3 plus 6 equals 9. My number in the one spot was always a 0. And are you noticing how in my answers, the number in the one spot is always still staying a 0? Great noticing, first graders. All right, my friends. Again, if you get some extra time today, go into Seesaw Activities and post some equations for the number 135. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, have a great rest of your day, friends.